Broadcasting live from Subbasement 27 Studios here in the Hypercube Labs in the future capital of the former Spanish Empire, Orlando, Florida. This is time for the show. Brought to you, as always, by our dearest, most esteemed friends in the world. Of course, I am talking about my pals over at NordVPN, where if you're a stupid fucking idiot who doesn't know how to clear his browser history or doesn't know how to, maybe manage some sort of reasonable expectations for, what I'm going to keep on the hard drive and what I'm not going to keep on the hard drive, and maybe putting it together with a couple of crazy EXEs that you downloaded from that guy that said he was for UPS. If you can't stand being a fucking idiot any longer, then take advantage of this exciting new offer at timefortheshow.com/NordVPN. Real offer at timefortheshow.com/ we'll post the link in the chat. And joining me, as always, via the Hypercom, it's Easy Squeezy Reverend Peasy. How you doing, Reverend Peas?
I wish you guys could see, you can on YouTube, the NordVPN logo.
Wow, it's so
if
cool.
You can only see it.
In high definition.
If you can only see it, it's just fabulous.
It's
funny on levels because Nord, if you could only see it, but you could see it. Here's the thing, kids. Here's the thing. With today's technology and simulcast Hypercube Cube Speak technology, we are simultaneously spamming or streaming to YouTube while we're on Free Think Radio. We're doing both things at once. Now, if you're just a listener, then the NordVPN joke is super funny. But if you're a YouTube watcher, it's still pretty cool because it's a good logo. It really does pop. Hi, Fox. What's going on? Are you ready to show?
I guess so. I'm feeling. I got a bit of a tizzy in my drawers or two. I'd like to straighten them out before I gotta go to, I don't know, bed, stare at the wall. It's really quiet in here. I should bring.
You're so fluid on this stream, and I'm like a jerky spaz robot.
Well, it's not like I'm not running, everything at one. I don't know. I guess I look pretty cool. I'm looking all right, but you're on like your dial-up connection, right? You're still on like 33.3 kilobaud. Where you at these days?
No, actually,
how do you connect? You just rub two phones together?
Carrots listens to what I say, and then she yells it out the window. And then that's how we get on the radio.
You still, okay, so yeah, the Yahoo Groups model.
Yeah, exactly.
Squeaky?
Ooh, it's a throwback.
Is it? When did we do
it? Might be, I don't know.
Yeah. Anything could be a throwback at this point. Well, we've got a whole...
What are you throwing back there? You got some Dr. Bob there, or what is it?
Yeah, a little bit more of a Dr. Cola. Our favorite. We got other people to talk about though. Let's not worry about what I'm drinking. Let's worry about
Dr. Cola girlfriend.
Yeah, the stuff coming out of my body. Which brings us to my favorite part of the show.
Amateur radio on my part. I apologize.
Cube News, where we read all the news that's fit to Cube. And Peasy, as usual, I've given you a heads up on this week. This used to be a lot harder. Let's see if Pease took any time in his headlines this week. All right, starting off with Cube News. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Howard Stern says a Trump TV network is doomed to fail And it was immediately revealed that it was because Howard Stern was offered a job on Trump TV, and he accepted. So we'll take that. Did you have anything else like that?
Well, Howard Stern is also an alumni of Trump University. So he's got that savvy business knowledge.
The only certificate to come with a pair of steaks. All right. Peru now has no president. Oh, hold on. Crisis. Peru has no president as crisis takes chaotic turn.
Discordians renounce and dance in the street.
Peru? I don't know. I'm not pulling that together. I was working on something with like the alpacas.
Chaotic.
Chaos, alpacas. Can you say chaotic alpacas, Peas?
Yep.
Peas, could you please say chaotic alpacas?
Chaotic alpacas.
All right. I'll give that one to you. You get a two. Black Friday 2020 isn't canceled. Where do you keep going? I can see you leaving. This isn't. It's not good visually, so it's bad on the video show, and it's worse on the radio because you're just leaving. You're cheating. What are you trying? You're getting your notes. Black Friday 2020 isn't canceled, Peas.
So just more bad news for 2020.
Well, they figured out how to manage the stampeding crowds in at six feet apart. So there will be social distance rioting inside Walmarts. So, all right, okay.
Like you have to be soft in the head to want to go to fucking Black Friday this year.
No, I think no. These are going to be cutthroat deals, Peas. Already, we're at a position where it's like, what am I gonna spend money on this year? I don't have any money. I need to spend this money. I gotta spend it right fucking now. And you get like a couple $100, and you're like, I'm gonna buy shit so people will love me, or I'm gonna buy it for me because I love myself. And next week there's gonna be like fantastic deals. I wouldn't be surprised if every scummy website in the world was to offer some sort of flash sale offerings on all kinds of fantastic products. But yeah, I had social distance stampeding. You got anything on Black Friday 2020, Peas? Who are you gonna trample this year? I was thinking about doing the Bye Bye Baby store.
I never been a Black Friday guy. I did have a thing where it's like it's just more bad news for the year.
Can you just say for me one time? Just say it because it's important to me. Will you please say that Black Fridays matter? Will you take a stand today, Peas? Will you make that commitment to the community, to the retail e-commerce community? Black Friday matters. Will you say that for me?
Week, all days of the week are important, but Black Fridays are especially important.
All right. Why Netflix's The Crown didn't show Charles and Diana's wedding?
Because regular people can't afford that shit. Like the production company's like, what? We're not.
I appreciate you staying classy, Peas. Now, I put stuff in this list, and I have to sift through all of the goofy crap that is our daily news. I try to... You did good. All right. Baby Yoda tags along on SpaceX's first operational mission for NASA.
After just being fired from Disney Studios for eating Frog Lady's eggs. Good for you, Baby Yoda. Fell on your feet and got yourself a new gig.
Now that we can safely transport a Baby Yoda, they're willing to chuck a Tom Cruise in a rocket. So, oh man, I didn't see it. They said a rocket launch, but I couldn't see it.
Beer, Senator. I like beer, Senator.
This is fake. All right, researchers. Excuse me. May I? Should do that before the show. Researchers find coronavirus was circulating in Italy earlier than thought.
Italy blames Spaniards for cruising.
Yes, I was going to put in. I'll give you a honk. You get a honk. 2 honks. I'll give you 2 honks. That was 3 total, so it's 1 and 2 on top.
I could have phrased it.
Go ahead.
I could have phrased
rephrase
it. Better.
it. Try it one more time. Here, I'll even set it up for you.
I don't have a better phrase.
You didn't?
I don't have a better phrase. I'm just saying I could have phrased it better.
Yeah, so
I'm
going to give you the opportunity. I'm going to say it again, and then you're going to have the chance to take what you just said and make it better. So you have nothing except what you got, and this is your one chance to make it better. All right, so researchers find coronavirus was circulating in Italy earlier than thought.
Parliament rethinks immigration policy.
Okay, see, that's cheating, but you got a second chance and you figured it out. All right. Cable failure puts renowned Puerto Rico radio telescope in danger.
No longer able to bring KROQ from Los Angeles to the island.
Good one, Peace. Good one, Peace. Okay. Former piece of Pacific Ocean floor imaged deep beneath China.
China blames Japan. Not our fault. Japan has nuclear disaster.
Why don't you just blame the Japanese? I don't hear that one much. Actually, I do. I actually do, and it's our good friend of me and Dr. Producer, my wife. His name is Bob, and he's Japanese.
Yeah.
It's the worst things I ever hear about the Japanese come from Bob.
Yeah.
He calls them something that I don't want to say into a microphone.
Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe he could say them into a microphone.
Yeah, hey, he's just waiting for he's baiting me to say the J word. He says the J word. Hard P. He says the J word. And it's just as soon as I know, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it one day, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. And I'm going to say the J word with a hard P.
I can't remember. Has he ever?
And he's gonna be like, "Hey, that's our word." That's all he's waiting for. He's waiting with it. It's infuriating.
Bugs Bunny.
You just try to.
Bugs Bunny said it.
The J word. Yeah, he did. A couple of times. All right, where were we? See, this is working though.
All right.
NASA wants to build a nuclear plant on the moon.
So Whitey can watch TV on the moon.
All right. That's our word.
Oh, bullshit.
You
That's
can
a
say
throwback to a famous song and a great poem by Shelverston. And you're gonna give that a honk? Come on.
I needed my wife to confirm with it. I don't read books. Do I look like a book reader to you?
Oh, come on, man. I don't give no shit about my rent if Whitey's on the moon.
If Whitey's on the moon?
If Whitey's on the moon, it don't mean nothing to me. I can't pay my rent, but Whitey's on the moon. You've never heard that poem? That is oh my God.
No, I guess I missed that one.
Stop the show.
All right, it's stopped.
Stop the show.
Dead halt.
Whitey on the moon. We need to play that during the song break.
Is it copyrighted? We can't play it if it's copyrighted. That's the downside of doing YouTube. But we can play it on the after show. We can play it on the chopping block.
No.
How long is it? Is it an hour long? Tell me at least it's an hour long.
No. It's a 2-minute 50-second song about Whitey on the moon.
Why don't you just sing it now? That's public domain, right?
You know what? All right,
probably
hold on.
beat by the algorithm.
I will do that. Stand by.
Stand by? What do you mean?
I'll recite it right now.
Oh, you're gonna pull it up?
I'm bringing it up.
Heart.
I'm bringing
from
it up.
heart. All the hardcore Shel Silversteins, the shelf heads out there, they're going to they'll judge you. So
I'm sorry. It's by Gil Scott Heron.
Okay, so it's not even by Shel Silverstein. Okay. Moving on. Surprising.
Here we go, though. Here we
It
go.
didn't sound right at all because
Shell
I read
silver.
Here we go.
those.
Here we go.
Give me the
A
chorus.
rat done bit my sister. Here we go. A rat done bit my sister Nell with Whitey on the moon. Her face and arms began to swell, and Whitey's on the moon. I can't pay no doctor bill, but Whitey's on the moon. 10 years from now, I'll be paying still while Whitey's on the moon. The man just upped my rent last night because Whitey's on the moon. No hot water, no toilets, no lights, but Whitey's on the moon. I wonder why he's upping me because Whitey's on the moon. I was already paying my $50 a week with Whitey on the moon. Taxes taking my whole damn check. Junkies making me a nervous wreck. The price of food is going up. And as if all that shit wasn't enough, a rat done bit my sister Nell with Whitey on the moon. Her face and arm began to swell, but Whitey's on the moon. Where's all that money I made last year for Whitey on the moon? How come there ain't no money here? Whitey's on the moon. You know, I just about had my fill of Whitey on the moon. I think I'll send these doctor bills, airmail special, to Whitey on the moon.
You done
All right,
got, you
now
got
y'all know
woke.
that great poem.
You got woke, Peas. I'm so proud of you. You're gonna take us to an exciting new land of possibilities. Well, what am I supposed to follow that up with? Can't just go back to news
I
breaks
don't know.
now.
That's
We'll have to come back to them
pretty
later
good.
because it's time for my favorite
Go on.
part of the show.
I know.
The Peas-O Box, where I read Peas actual letters from you that you can send to us at email at timefortheshow.com. This week, okay. All right, so Peas, I do read these as they're written. That's all I can do. All right, so here we go. Dear Peas, any woman who has breasts larger than an A cup actually has gynecomastia. Why won't DERS treat large-breasted women properly? Breast tissue should only be enlarged when lactating. No other species has enlarged breast tissue unless they are lactating. Large breasts are gynecomastia. DERS need to treat it as such. And that's from Loretta Knockers in Slipped, Mississippi.
Loretta Knockers, that's funny. So, here's the thing.
Loretta.
You know, I hear you. There's some Loretta. I think that perhaps the problem is that doctors are afraid to treat women appropriately when they have large mammillary glands because a lot of a woman's perceived, please preference, I said perceived, self-esteem can sometimes come from the size of her breasts. And so they're uncomfortable maybe going to somebody that doesn't have a very good job or nice car or anything, but they got some nice knockers and they don't want to take that away from them. I mean, this person doesn't have anything as it is. And then, you know, he's going to recommend breast reduction surgery. How is she even going to afford that? You know, I don't know. But I think that's probably why they don't do it. They don't want to get caught up in that whole cultural Me Too, self-esteem, perceived, you know, boob talk. That's uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable talking about boobs.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Dear Peas, how to deal with anger? I get angry very easily, especially when playing video games. And when I get angry at that, the tiniest thing sets me off into rage. I've broken my hand twice punching stuff, and I've had to replace several things, including walls, TVs, cell phones, and a window. It's not normal for someone to get this angry about video games. I won't stop playing them because it's not just video games that it happens with. I just want to know how to deal with it. I've broken several controllers while playing. I don't regret anything in the moment. I just want to hurt something as much as I am. I don't feel pain in the moment. I just keep going. It's not as simple as taking a deep breath. This isn't normal. I fear that one day I'll evolve into physical rage towards someone. This happens with everything, not just video games. But video games is definitely the dumbest, most trivial thing it happens with. If something doesn't go the way I planned, or someone tells me something I find offensive, it sets me off. I hate being this way. Taking deep breaths doesn't help, and just try to ignore it, don't let it affect you, is easier said than done. I've tried, but I just can't let it go. I know it seems dumb to most people, but I just can't help it, and I hate being like this. And that's from Chipper Buddyman in Ask Me Wyoming.
Dude, I'm so glad that you called because I too, the Peas, had this problem. And I'm going to give you a radical solution.
Do you suffer from e-rage?
No, here's what you do though. Before you're going to play your video game or get involved in a stressful situation, I want you to go to the pet store and buy like a ferret or a gerbil, maybe a kitten. Sometimes they let you adopt a kitten pretty quickly. So once you've procured your small animal, once you've procured your small animal, I want you to put it in a sack and I want you to drown it. And I want you to let it up every now and then so you can hear its pitiful wails and then drown it again until eventually it's a lifeless sack of what once was a furry animal. Now, hold on to that thought and go play your video game. And as you start to rage out, as your teammates kind of frag you, I want you to think about how good it felt to drown that animal.
Totally.
And
fragged.
I think that you'll find... Oh, you're kidding. It's too bad it's about drowning an animal, too. It's a good bit.
Wait, where was it going? I was waiting for the drown an animal bit to get to the... We didn't peak there, did we? That was just the setup.
No.
Come on, Gummo.
No, that's the setup, because as you get angry in the game, if you reflect back about your killing sack, you'll find a sense of calm gets over you, and you'll be able to play the game and finish it. And what I do is I keep a small little cage of kittens or gerbils in the house at all times. I killed 3 hamsters before I came on the show.
On purpose?
Calmer than you, dude. Of course, to keep me calm for the show in case something went wrong, like I started chopping out.
Squeeze one like one of those little Martian bug guys and watch their little eyes go.
Listen,
they look like that. They've got those eyes that stick out of their heads. It's weird. They have like nipple eyes.
I kill an animal
hamster eyes
to make me feel better about myself on every sound break of every show.
Every sound break is going to be us getting banned from YouTube for you telling a kid to drown an animal. All right, so you get one more.
No.
Dear Peace.
Is that against the rules?
Oh, I guarantee you. It's going to be an easy flag. We're going down. We're going down. You just wanted... They're saying in the chat right now the stream's been banned. The stream's down. It's over now. Dear Peas, how do you think about ancient Egypt? Are they made pyramids by themselves? Or that made by UFO? And that's from Alex Stones in Lisa, New Mexico.
Oh, that's all UFOs, dude.
All right.
Here's the thing. Well, we'll save the thing for another time. But yeah, to answer your question, all UFOs. Very little monkeys involved.
All UFOs, black matter. All right, it's time for my favorite part of the show. It's where I ask Peas a band name, and Peas thinks about whether or not that's a band name. Then I say, don't think, Peas, because we don't do that here at hypercubego.com. Learn more, go there now. Do it right now. I dare you. I dare you. And Peas, your first band name tonight is... I'm guessing which one do I want to do? This one. No. Your first band name is Parrot Jump Scare. That's Parrot space JUMPSCARE. And we'll find out whether or not it's a band after our next segment. All right, so yeah, there's no song break. We got to keep going. You're not gonna think about it. And we've got my new favorite part of the show. I gotta pick one for this one. I haven't made up my mind. There's so many good ones. Let's just go with... Oh, wait. I forgot. I've got these in reserve. It's the Snatch Game, where I'm going to ask Peas a phrase, and it's got a blank in it. And then he's going to tell me the word that he likes. You know, you're going to fill in the blank, Peas. This is going to be fun. Now, there's an extra layer to this game, and we'll just go ahead. We'll set up the first one. So here's your first Snatch Game question, Peas. Leo said, "I like my women the way I like my eggs. Blank." What say you, Peas? Just repeat it.
Turned over easily.
All right. So yeah, say that into the microphone. The whole phrase. You like your women the way you like your eggs.
I like my women the way I like my eggs. Over easy.
All right. So earlier, I asked a member of our Patreon donatorships.
I do get consent from the eggs and the women before I do that, though.
Are you going
consent.
Now? You're going to go in. Where are the bits? Where's Scoops? Where's Scoops? You know what? Don't think about Scoops. Not yet. We got a couple more of these to go. So I asked somebody in our Patreon to fill in the blanks, and I'm going to give you their response. And if you match Peas, they might win a prize. Okay? So here we go. So you said over easy. Good. You like your women over easy because you're what? Why? Is that speaking from truth? You just like them. You just like to get in there and rabble-rouse them.
It just popped. See, now I think scrambled would have been a better answer. I like my eggs like I like my women scrambled. It would have gone good with the cat story.
Now you're getting it. Well, our Patreon member this week said hard-boiled. He likes his women the way he likes his eggs, hard-boiled. And if he wants to come back into the chat and he wants to give his responses on the other ones, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to give you the next one, Peas. Nice! At the hospital, Steve passed out when the nurse showed him his blank.
Penis.
You're just gonna go with the raw dog in it.
It was
props to you, Peas.
Dude, it's in his hand. It's in her hand.
It's in her
hand. Oh, is this yours? Is this your penis? That's not something you want to see at the hospiel.
Our secret contestant today said Steve passed out when the nurse showed him his bill. So you didn't get that one either. We got a practical guy.
I forget I'm supposed to make it easy.
No,
I gotta be like that guy that was.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Out of everybody that I asked today, out of the hundreds of participants that were even considered, when it got down to doing the tally, showed him his penis. That would have been the Family Feud #1 answer. I guarantee you that. Bill would have been number 2, but penis would have won because penis. All right. I'm dying. And that's the news. All right, Peas. Dumb Donald's mother is also dumb. Instead of putting grape jelly on her peanut butter sandwiches, she used blank jelly.
KY jelly.
Oh, peas. Risking it all. Do you want to go with KY, or do you want to move to petroleum jelly? Do you want to say maybe what? You want to go with KY jelly? I advocate
I feel with our listeners
KY
and viewers,
jelly.
they go KY.
That's KY jelly. That's 4 syllables. You can start calling it Kentucky J. Kentucky J. Same amount of syllables. You can legally call it Kentucky J. So go out and get a bottle of Kentucky J today and take it home. And Kentucky J all night. Yeah. I wrote that joke.
Personal
last week.
lubricant.
That's okay.
Personal
So our contestant
lubricant.
today said that Dumb Donald's mother is also so dumb. Instead of putting grape jelly on their peanut butter sandwiches, she used navel jelly. So you're absolutely incorrect again. You haven't made any of these. Can you guess who our
sad.
mystery contestant is, Peas?
Caller 23.
Okay, that's a good guess. Let's keep going. The Hollywood producer said, "You know the show Get Smart? I'm producing I'm stealing bits from again, The Hollywood producer said, "You know the show Get Smart? I'm producing a show called Get
Laid."
Wow. Peas, you know where to go with this. You're a natural. You are totally Peas Nelson Riley. Charles Peas
Oh, that's it.
Nelson. Charles Riley
what a treasure.
Peas. Chuck Peas.
Charles
Good
Nelson
old-
Riley. What
Good old
treasure.
Chuck
What a-
Peas
Chuck
in the house
Peas.
tonight.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Big Chuck Peas is up next.
He killed a couple of
Hi.
small animals.
Get laid. That was pretty good. Our contestant tonight said, "You know the show Get Smart? I'm producing a show called Get Shart." Yeah. Edgy. You know, Get Shart. It's that one where Don Adams goes
Can't
to the end of the hallway, and then, except when he goes down the hole at the end, there's this big hand that pulls his underwear up and gives him a wedgie. You see that skid mark going on? It's hardcore. The whole premise was just him dealing with that after it was a spin-off. Okay, Peas. I have one more of these. Nobody can guess where I got these questions from. Go on. I dare you. Okay, Peas. Old Lady Perkins said...
Argus 6.
She wrote these. She's a producer. She writes down
I'm
and
a
researches all
producer.
the band names and the
Spelling words.
spelling words.
And
She hands me words
questions.
for me to say to you over the internet and a microphone, and I look at them and I try to pronounce
Make-
them.
I think of you when I pick the
Make the
spelling
spelling
words,
easier. Make the spelling easier, buddy.
Peas. No.
I don't.
Okay,
Super
Peas.
hard.
Old Lady Perkins said, "I thought Old Man Periwinkle was interested in my mind until I fell asleep and he took my blank."
Teeth.
Wow, I didn't even think of that one. Wow.
That's funny.
That's pretty funny. And our contestant tonight, our mystery contestant. Yeah, I'll give you spelling words. That'll be great. As I sit here and just push out of my 2 front teeth all night. Take 2. I thought Old Man Periwinkle was interested in my mind until I fell asleep and he took my wig, is what our contestant said. Wig.
I like teeth.
Took her wig. And so you didn't match with our snatch guest tonight. Can you guess who tonight's
I feel like they didn't match with me.
You want to blame them?
Yes, I feel like they didn't match with me. I gave good match answers. Fuckers.
I want to be
Uh-oh.
a game show host, can you tell? All right, Peas. Our mystery contestant tonight was... Dr. Cosmac. Of
Who was it?
Dr. Cosmac.
Oh, my best buddy in the whole world of it. You know, we have not
You're not
chatted
going to
in a while,
screen
dude. I hope
Cosmac's
he's not upset
Commandos?
with me.
Hold on. You're not going to screen...
No,
I
I
paused.
was-
I led into it. Come on. You can't...
Yeah, but first I was going to give my heartfelt message to Cosmac, and then I was going to go, Cosmac's Commandos!
That's what we're going for. We have to congratulate. Okay, now fluff him. Now fluff him.
Well, no, the fluffing's done. I'm almost at the point, you know, I was on my way to buy the attachments, the hose attachments to mount my cow horns to the Jeep when I broke my foot in the odyssey of the free couch. And my foot is now almost at the repaired level where I can continue to go back to that quest. So I expect momentarily within the next 2.5 to 7 days to actually have the cow horns return to their rightful place on the front end of the Cumsock Wrangler Rubicon Jeep. That is, of course, Pease's pride and joy.
.com. All right, so thank you, Dr. Cosmac. You are... I think he might be floating in the hypercom.
Cosmac's Commandos!
Let's just move this here. There we go. Okay, moving right along. Earlier, Peas, I asked you if you thought Parrot Jump Scare was a band. You didn't think about it. What do you say now? Is Parrot Jump Scare a band? The other one. It's that one.
A lot of people don't know the backstory to this, but the reality is it was almost a band. This was Jimmy Buffett's first choice for a band, but he went a different way, so it is not a band.
All right. Locking it in. Peas, when it comes to Parrot Jump Scare, you are correct. It is not a band. However, there is a band named Jump Scare, and they do have a lot of references to parrots on their Facebook page and iconography, as discovered by Aster6 during research for this bit. We can guarantee you Parrot Jump Scare is not a band. All right. It's time for my favorite part of the show. Do you know what time of the show it is now, Peace? What do you think? What do you think it is?
The show has been so good recently. Every part of it is my favorite part of the show. I think that this is the part of the show, though, where you like to hear a story and decide if it's true or not.
Really? I was thinking about doing like the commercial bumps.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that too. Sure. That's
all right. Well, then, yeah, we'll tease the Truth Ache segment with a little bit of this. God damn, that's loud. And you're listening to Time for the Show on freethinkradio.com, a production of Hypercube Labs, available with more information to you directly in an e-formatting situation type environment at hypercubego.com.
Eat your parents.
We got actually a big announcement today. Starting today, you can now access one of our beloved vendors. But let me pull up. Where's my copy? I think I where's
today or like tomorrow today? Because it's almost tomorrow. So if it's just for today, people better get to it. But if it's like today, tomorrow, then they could probably do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or today.
So take advantage of it being now. Don't let it slide away. Because let's plug the other show first. Do you want to plug the other show, or you want me? You did it last week. I'll do it this week. They're a sponsor. The FreeThinkRadio.com show that is mostly music and always different is Reverend Fanboy's Fun Time. Let's try that one again. It's Reverend Fanboy's Fun Time. Every Tuesday, you'll enjoy 20th Century Radio broadcast at 8 p.m. Eastern, the Fun Time at 10, Old Time Radio at midnight, and instrumental long plays after that on FreeThinkRadio.com. All right, and then I got this one. I wrote this one. What do you think of this?
You're going to do both?
You want to do the soap? You got the soap copy?
Well, let me see if I could do. Let's see if I could do it some justice. Every day you'll touch your face. You're probably touching your face right now, which is disgusting. Your hands could easily come into contact with surfaces with the coliform, staph, listeria, and fecal material traces. This can increase your likelihood to get sick and potentially others. That's where Triology Soaps comes to the rescue, my friend. Washing your hands with Triology Soap is scientifically proven to reduce the risk of self and cross-contamination. Don't risk your life any longer. Get clean. Go to TriologySoaps.com now.
And that ties into the other announcement, actual news that we have here at Hypercube is starting today. You can go to packslack.com to pick up all of your Triology soap needs. So head on over to www.packslack.com. Can I even say the website? Can I? Go to www.packslack.com. You want to say it, Peas? You say it.
www.packslack.com. Go there now. Don't wait.
Yeah, it's an exciting new opportunity for you to get a hold of your Triology soaps as well as the Hypercube
other stuff.
goodies. You can get the Hypercube stuff there. You can get the Triology soaps.
Buy a tooth.
And
buy a tooth.
Reverend Negative, and in collaboration with Katana 007, they've done the Sub G Kids acoustic album, which, if you want to get a copy of that, is available at packslack.com today as a digital download versus one of those analog downloads. Woohoo! We couldn't afford those, but
no charge for nudes, but donations accepted.
Yeah, well, if you want to support some small businesses, I have to say, full disclosure, I'm involved. But yeah, you can go to packslack.com and you can get your Hypercube goodies, and you can get your Triology soaps, and you can get stuff from Reverend Negative. And we got a lot of stuff coming.
They sell
sunglasses. We got a lot of stuff coming
for $4.99 there too. You can buy sunglasses there for $4.99, and that will ensure that you never spent $5 more than that on sunglasses, which, as we all know, is the fourth major tenet of CubeSpeak.
Is it the fourth one?
This is a one-stop shopping place for you, kids.
Sunglasses is fourth? No, number four is pylon construction. You have to maintain your local pylon array and generate your pylon node. Actually, you don't generate your pylon node. That's what we've been working on here at the lab. We've developed an algorithm that will be able.
Nodes.
Exactly. Nobody's gonna know who you are. You're gonna get you are going to get your own unique
privacy back
ID with NordVPN, available at www.timefortheshow.com.
Do you remember the old days when you were
NordVPN offered
gotta go
now
there, see if it's there.
At timefortheshow.com/ It's that
Here's the concept, kids, in case you don't get it. Remember when you were a kid and you'd go to your neighbor's doorbell and you'd ring it and then you'd run away and he'd come out. Sometimes you'd even escalate it and let a bag of poo on fire, then ring the doorbell and run away. That's what we're doing with the internet. We're returning the the anonymous nature of just doing what you want because you're behind a pylon. Your privacy is now returned to you. Thank you very much, Cubism, Hypercubism,
Yeah,
Cube
thank
Speed, Lieutenant such. Thank you.
I sent you can
Doorbell tag.
I sent you a
now
hard
back
copy.
on the internet.
Did you get? Hey, well, do you have a pamphlet? Do you have a full size one of the new pamphlets yet? Did you get one of those? That's the mini zine CubeSpeak
Yeah.
1-pager. You don't have the big long one. You don't have the full size one.
Yeah.
Don't you have the new one?
Yeah, I got it here.
Where's the new one? Show them the new one,
Yeah, I
Pease.
got it. It's here.
Show them the
I
new one.
got it with this stuff.
It's all
I got it
jumbled
with
together.
these things.
Yeah, Caller 23 did the Free Think Radio bumper stickers. He's a nice guy. And if you want one of those, you can send me a request. I've got a few. You can have them.
I might.
But you have to let
It
me
might
know
be
you
at the
want 'em.
engravers. It might be. I might be. I was having that engraved into my Jeep, so that's might be at the engravers right now. That's why I don't have it.
Understandable. All right, I see. Choosy about
Yeah,
who
sure.
you're getting your mail from. That sounds
Good
like
enough.
something. That sounds
Good-
like something truthful
Good
to
enough.
say, which leads me into my favorite part of the show. Truth Ache, where Pease is going to regale me with a tale, and then I'm going to figure out whether or not he's lying about it. Because at this point, let's see, we had gone. Now, I was talking to you earlier today. I'm pointing off screen to my wife. You had listened to.
Yes.
You had listened to an episode of Time for the Show, and what?
Oh yeah, one of the podcasts.
So we had
yeah.
determined in the past couple of weeks that Pease has given drugs to children
Yes.
and has illegally dumped trash and blamed some Puerto Rican guy
Yes.
and illegally moved, and he was basically there's a term for it, going from the shop to the flea market to the swap meet. A lot of it is easy to call stealing, but it's methodically stealing. Entrepreneurship. Pease was a privateer.
Yeah. No, I think that works. Privateer.
He was a privateer.
As a reseller. Oh, I like that privateer.
Below market price. Amazing. New.com.
But yeah, the one I'd listened to, Pease had pummeled his young friend to try and to save him because you didn't know what the Heimlich maneuver was. So you just beat the shit out of him.
That was true.
That was true.
That one was true.
That was true. That was true.
But you didn't shoot
Poor
your
guy.
friend in the hand.
No, you
No, I
did not.
didn't
You
do that.
executed, despite all of that, you haven't shot somebody in the hand. So that's
I probably
what we're
saved his
working with.
life. Now,
tonight.
listen, you're leaving out the important part of that story is that I was a hero and saved that young man's life, probably,
Probably.
by mocking him.
Probably. Probable life saving. He could sue you. Didn't you see The Incredibles? You can do that. If you save somebody's life, they can sue you. I did not ask to be saved.
For their future misery.
Yeah, I didn't ask to be saved. All right, Pease. Tell us your story. You got like 4 minutes.
So, yeah, I know it'll be a quick one tonight. It's kind of a short story. So, when I moved from San Diego to Burbank to get my first gig as a super awesome IT guy, from being, the degenerate criminal that we've talked about in some of the other episodes, that I moved up there and I was mentored by this guy. We just call him Mr. K. He had a kind of a weird name, but he taught me how to appreciate things like wine and sushi and a lot of other things that I hadn't been exposed to. And I had a young family, and had just been diagnosed with PKD, so he took me under his wing. So we were having dinner at his house one day, and it's around Easter, and he was talking about how he had got his kids a couple of chicks one year. And we didn't think anything of it. He told a couple jokes that I can't remember right now, but we thought, oh, it's funny. So it turns out this is about a month before Easter, about 2 weeks before Easter. I'm asking him about his chickens, and he's like, yeah, the problem was, you need a lot of special equipment with chicks. And so, I could see that. So what I decided to do, because I'm very smart, is I said I'll buy some pullets. Now, if you know anything about chickens, chicks grow up and they become these adolescent birds that are called pullets. And they're just basically not really a chicken, but they're not a chick. They've outgrown most of the cuteness. All they have is like pin feathers and stuff. But I thought, oh, this will be great for me to teach my kids, how to get eggs. And I even bought a book on how to butcher the chickens for when their life cycle got to the end. I could do a grandma stew. And I said, hey, throw in a duck too. Because I like ducks. I had a duck as a pet as a kid. So they threw in a mandarin duck, which is an all-white duck. And, we had the chicks, the pullets, whatever, the duck in the house for like a day or so. But they didn't really like staying in the box because now they're pretty big. I mean, they're almost chickens now. But they're not, but they almost are. Okay, so what happens is I decide to move the chickens and the duck outside. But I have to travel, and now it's distracting me from this story, dude.
I forgot.
So
I forgot how to stop it. I forgot how to stop it.
Okay. So Pam calls
That'll do
me.
it.
She calls me the first night I'm on the road, and she says, I can't find the duck. Because we had put them all in the backyard. We had this big, tall, fenced backyard. And we're like, these birds can't fly. There's a couple little thing for them to get their scratch and all that stuff. So I'm like, all right, well, I get home the day after that. And there had been 3 chickens and a duck. And now there's just 2 chickens and a duck. And the 2 chickens are acting super weird because one is looking at one side of the yard and the other one's like they're back to back, like they're on the German front lines at the Russian front. And they're not moving, they're not walking around, just one is looking at the back and one is looking at the front. So I feel a little bit bad about this, but I'm like, Coyote must have got the chickens or whatever, but we'll probably be fine. And so the next day I get up and there's just one chicken. And that chicken is just walking around in a circle with his head popping around everywhere. And so I'm kind of disappointed in my adventure with livestock because I had bought the book on how to butcher the chicken down the road. And so far, they keep disappearing on me. So as you can guess, the next day, even that last pullet chicken thing is gone. I did find the duck's body between the shed and the fence wall. So I don't know if it got trapped there and, or something killed it and drug it there. But that was my adventure with being a chicken farmer. And it didn't work out very well. It'd make a big mess and it kind of hurt my feelings when they all died. That's my story.
Man. I don't know, Peas. I feel like early on I was checking the chat and everyone was just like, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit. Now it's just sad. And now it's just like tacking on to the mandatory animal abuse from earlier, which you're gonna have to apologize for at the end of the show.
The mandatory animal abuse from earlier.
That's
Could
right.
that be a clue?
Could that be?
Could that be a clue to what the eventual truth or lie tale was going to be? We don't know. We won't know until people lock in their guesses.
All right. Well, we'll give them a chance to lock it in, and while we do that, I'll ask you this one: do you think this is a band? Kasaba? Casaba? Casaba.
Cassava.
Casaba howitzer. It's just that one Casaba, not the other ones. Casaba howitzer, Peas. I'll ask you. Don't let them. They'll distract you. Is Casaba howitzer a band?
No.
Are
Too
you
hard
sure?
to say.
You're logging it in?
Too hard to say, dude.
All right, Casaba howitzer is not a band, but it is a thing. All right, so Peas, your story today, according to... All right, so I have to swap over. Let's see if I can pull up the YouTube chat. I have to unpin your magic window and bring it over here to this magic window. Okay, yeah, he was a hero, probably. I'm so fit for this job, can't you tell? Yeah, he was a hero, probably, says Scalpod. All right, solved by a problem like Dick. Remember when you were a kid. All right, over here in the Discord on freethinkradio.com. The Discord. Get on it. True Story says Reverend Red. Hazel the Windmill says no. Reverend Negative says yes. Blinks has a gift that says, I believe. So I'm going to count that as a yes. And, I don't know. Caller 23. Seems legit. Seems like people want to give this one to you. True Story. So, all right. So, it all comes together.
What do you think, Dr. Fox?
I don't know.
It all depends on you.
Should I go? Wow.
What do you think?
Should it? Should I? I mean, everybody else seems to believe it. And I feel like you might be on your on an icy attempt to redeem yourself here with something. So I'm going to say yes, the story is true. I've locked it in. That's the lock it in sound. Now, Peas, you have to reveal to me whether or not I am right.
Well, Dr. Fox, as everyone knows how much the Peas loves animals, unfortunately in this story, he wasn't able to fool you. You were correct. Every word of that story is true, and I am indirectly responsible for the death of those 4 farmyard animals.
All right, that's good to hear. I'm starting to figure this out. I'm proud for me and America and Canada, the parts that listen to our show. Like a good them. Wait, these chips. You want to tell about the soaps again?
The Triology soaps and how clean they get you, and if you have dank ass or COVID-19, they'll cure you just like they did Trump. Trump didn't get a mixture of cocktails. Trump got a box of TriologySoaps.com, and that's what cured him of the COVID. Don't let COVID disrupt your life or be the boss of you. Let Triology Soap show COVID what's up.
All right, Peas. We've come to that part. It's my favorite part of the show. That's where Peas tells us that he's, well, it's a special word. I don't want to sully it. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with Peas.
I'm letting the song play dramatically for a couple of seconds. So here's the thing. I'm sorry that, especially to our Canadian listeners and viewers and our Australian, European pals, and even Scoop's home country of he's Slavic, you know. Here's the thing, guys. I know that our whole election thing has seemed like a timeshare thing where you're just about to go in the next room and get your Visa MasterCard for $100, and it turns out just to be 4 more hours of pitch. But it's in. We're done. We've elected a new idiot to lead us, and we shall persevere, as we always have, as arrogant fat fucks to the rest of the world. Why are you doing it like that? America! The grandpa that knows how to fix the shed best while you're just trying to get some lawn done. Here's the thing, kids. We've had a lot of iffy things and weird times lately, what with the COVID and Black Friday being canceled because it couldn't breathe. These are terrible situations that have attacked our country, and we know that we're going to persevere and come out of this able to buy more things and go further into debt while we stuff gelatinous goo into our bellies and become the fattest species to ever live on this planet. And do you know why? Because we live like kings. We live like fucking kings, you fucking crybabies. Unbelievable. I'm eating barbecue chips. For God's sakes, just potato chips would be great. But no, I've got barbecue chips. What the fuck? Life is wonderful. And it's all due to my belief and my firm revelation that's come to me, for which I'm sorry has not come to enough of you yet. And that is the vision that is Cube Speak.
So sorry.
This is
That
where
was-
we learn to don't think. We don't think. We eat our parents. We don't spend more than $5 for glasses to shade our eyes from the sun. And we build motherfucking pylons. That's who we are, people. And I'm sorry if you don't get that. FreeThinkRadio.com. This was our show.
.com. Yeah, that's pretty good, Peas. It makes me want to look for the applause button. Oh, I found it. We're getting. Look at that. It's almost like I'm learning where that one is. Well, I appreciate all of the effort that we get here. Shout out to Dr. Ellis and Martha Artha at FreeThinkRadio.com for hosting the show for what is. But it's like we're hitting 3 years within a few weeks. You realize that, Peas?
Years.
Three years of time for the show already. And we have all of those.
It should be some kind of a special award.
For us. Like, it's okay. Hypercube will create an award for us. But we appreciate Free Think Radio helping us out, and of course we are going to do our Patreon donor shout outs, which we can check it out. I can put them on the screen right now, which includes Lord Ferg, Reverend Fanboy, Caller 23, Dr. Cosmac, Michael Marcus, Reverend Red, Couchsloth, Trenchy, Bernard, Brother Other, Hazel of the Windmills, Agent Lloyd, Martha Artha, Reverend Negative, Long Dead, Reverend 80, Reverend Loch Ness, Cowabunga, and Reverend Guimo. So thank you to all of our Patreonees. That helps keep us alive and is getting things moving. It's your assistance is deeply appreciated. If you want to get a shout out on the show, we didn't have any this week because nobody sent any in. Shame on you. So make sure to go to timefortheshow.com, subscribe to Time for the Show, and new episode updated yesterday. I got more coming up for you, so get ready. People are like, oh, I was listening to the podcast version today, and I'm like, oh yeah, you were? So it pays off. So head on over to timefortheshow.com and subscribe to Time for the Show and find all the backlogs and stuff. We got cool stuff going. Go to packslack.com. Paid promotion included. Cool stuff coming. Get your soaps. Woo! And then you stay tuned, and you can go. If you're on Free Think Radio, you don't have to do anything. You're good. You're set. You're good. But you on YouTube, if you can see me, well, surprise, you don't get to hear the next part of the show. It's only on freethinkradio.com. So switch over, open a new tab, keep it going, and we're gonna play those bitchin' outro credits with the music that Dr. Cosmac made. Yeah.
Cosmax, come on!
right, so we click that button and we end the YouTube.